While some gun enthusiasts will settle for having the largest collection of rifles, pistols, or whatever else they can get their hands on, others prefer to take things to the extreme. This has led to people building projectile-launching weapons that are incredible, impressive, and just plain weird. Keep watching to learn about the top 10 guns you won't believe exist, with a few bonus guns along the way. Number 10. RyszardTobys. Revolvers are supposed to be small. After all, they were initially developed to be a close-range weapon that could easily be carried with you to be used for self-defense. But RyszardTobys had different ideas about revolvers and set out to create the largest one ever. He succeeded in building a 3-to-1 scale of a Remington revolver. What's most incredible is that it actually shoots. You just need 28mm cartridges. It's just over 5 feet or 1.5 meters long. And it weighs in at just under 100 pounds or 45 kilograms. Another incredible revolver is the elephant gun. As you already guessed, it was made for hunting elephants and other big game animals that require lots of power to take down. Though it's so powerful that you don't even have to hit a vital organ on these large animals to take them out. Number 9. The duck foot pistol. No, this isn't a pistol made with the foot of an actual duck. It got its name because it looks like a duck foot. The duck foot pistol has 4 to 8 barrels that are splayed outward from the handle. These were primarily used on pirate ships as it allowed the wielder to clear a wide area in a short amount of time. What made them not very popular anywhere else was the fact that you couldn't aim them. They were really good at hitting everything in front of you that you weren't aiming at, so they didn't really work for things like hunting or self-defense. Unless, of course, you found yourself up against several attackers or wanted to shoot everything around a single attacker. Another early pistol that was even less popular because of how poorly they were designed was the harmonica pistol. Instead of a round chamber of bullets, this gun had all the bullets lined up straight so that it looked like a harmonica when empty. The bullets would fire from one end to the other, but since this made the pistol unbalanced, it went out of fashion very quickly. Plus, let's be honest, it looks kind of ridiculous. Number 8. The Magpul FMG9. Maybe you want something that's small enough to fit in your back pocket, but you want it to have a decent amount of firepower. Well, the Magpul FMG9 might be exactly what you're looking for. What is it? It's all in the name. FMG stands for folding machine gun. That's right, folding machine gun. When folded, this gun looks like a portable radio with a flashlight attached at the top. But if you're out for a late night stroll and things go south, then with one press of a button and in less than a second, you have a machine gun in hand ready to go. Say hello to my little friend takes on a whole new meaning here. Number 7. 3D printed gun. I think we all knew it was only a matter of time before someone attempted to 3D print a gun, and that time has come. It started with the Liberator, which was built by Defense Distributed. They sent the plans out into the universe so that anyone with a 3D printer could download them and have their very own plastic gun. But it wasn't cheap because you had to reprint the barrel after every use, making it pretty much completely useless. However, that wasn't enough for a Wisconsin-based engineer who identifies himself as Joe. He built a cheaper, better version that he calls the LOL's Liberator. Although he has yet to release his plans, I think it's safe to say that plastic 3D printed guns are probably a bad idea in general. The chances of the plastic melting or exploding into pieces are just too high for my taste. Number 6. The Stinger pen gun. Nicknamed the pen that is mightier than the sword, this gun was not just something out of a James Bond movie. These pen guns actually existed and were actually one of many guns that were made to look like something else so they could be easily concealed. While in pen mode, this weapon looks like a thick pen that's about 6 inches or 15 centimeters in length. It could carry a single round and had to be folded to transform into gun mode. Unfortunately, the company that made them ended up closing down, but these little guns now sell for hundreds of dollars. Some other covert guns that actually exist are the pocket knife pistol and the lipstick pistol. As with the pen gun, the goal was to be able to carry a gun without anyone knowing you had one. But if you want a gun that you can easily conceal, but you still want it to look like a gun, you're in luck. Around 100 years ago, the world's smallest production firearm, the Colibri, was created. Just 1.5 inches or 4 centimeters long, this tiny firearm used tiny bullets. Unsurprisingly, being more like a spud gun than a real gun, it wasn't a seriously dangerous weapon, so this novelty was more likely a deterrent against stray dogs. Number 5. Punt guns. Remember that time you needed to shoot 50 ducks at once? Me neither. But next time you need to supply ducks to feed a small army, get a punt gun. These insanely long guns were used in the late 19th century for commercial duck hunting operations. Because many were built by individuals, there was no standard size, but most were between 10 and 12 feet, or 3 to 3.5 meters in length. The barrel itself was 2 inches or 5 centimeters in diameter, and it fired 2 pounds or 1 kilogram of shot at once. The punt gun gets its name from the small boats it had to be mounted on, which were known as punts. Its recoil was so strong, it pushed the boat backwards in the water when fired. Although the punt gun and commercial hunting practices were both outlawed in the early 20th century, you can still get your hands on a similar gun, the 950 JDJ 24.1mm. It's got a mean recoil and has to rest on a stand to be used, but is one the gun aficionados are sure to drool over. Number 4. Squeezer Pistol. The squeezer pistol is one that has a truly unique design. Rather than pulling the trigger with a single finger like most guns, this weapon requires you to squeeze the trigger with your palm until it fires. There are actually a number of different styles of this gun, made by various gun manufacturers, including the Protector by Minneapolis Firearms Company and the Smith & Wesson Lemon Squeezer. They could be easily hidden in the palm of your hand with only the barrel sticking out through your fingers, making them perfect for covert operations. A similar gun that was actually created by the United States military was the hot fist gun, or the glove gun. As its nickname suggests, the fist gun was mounted on the back of a glove. It was a single-shot weapon whose trigger was a plunger on the front of the gun, so it would only go off when punching an enemy. However, because of their obvious impracticality, there are no known instances of these guns being used during war. Number 3. The Apache Revolver. Originally made popular by the French underworld members of a group known as Les Apaches, this revolver is everything you could dream of. The handle doubles as a pair of knuckle dusters, and it has a knife that flips out from the side of the gun, making it the ultimate close-range weapon. The only downfall of this gun is the complete lack of a barrel, making it impossible to aim at anything further than a few yards or meters. Even so, these little revolvers were quite popular within certain circles for a time. It's not surprising though, since carrying just one of these gave you 3 weapons in one. Number 2. Ring Gun. With 5mm rounds, the ring gun doesn't pack much of a punch, but it's a good way to look great while being prepared to defend yourself. This gun was worn like a ring with the barrel and firing mechanism hidden in the palm of your hand. When you needed to use it, all you had to do is face your closed fist towards a person and hit the trigger with your thumb. Surprisingly enough, it has a 5-round capacity, so you have more than one chance to hit your target. If rings aren't your thing but you still really want to wear a gun, then consider the belt buckle pistol or the gun watch. Yep, you can get a gun that's built into your belt buckle or your watch. With weapons like this, you can be both fashionable and safe. Number 1. The DIY Gatling Gun. The original Gatling gun was invented during the Civil War by Richard Gatling and was the predecessor of the modern machine gun. It worked with a hand crank that rapidly fired 6 to 10 rifles situated in a circle. Today, you can find one made with modern rifles that works the same way, hand crank and everything. The best thing about it is that it's completely legal to own. I'm not sure what you would use it for unless you mounted it on your roof in case of a zombie apocalypse, but it's certainly an unbelievable weapon. If you're too lazy to crank a Gatling gun, but still want some insane rapid-fire action, then how about combining an automatic Glock with drum magazines? Each rounded magazine holds 100 cartridges that load into the gun and fire at breakneck speed. An entire magazine can be emptied in 5 seconds, so with one in each hand, you can fire off 200 rounds in that time. Needless to say, there are a lot of interesting guns out there that you don't need to be a collector to appreciate. From the massive punt gun to the tiny ring gun, there's a gun for every job. Which gun was your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching!